Welcome to the NBA Coast to Coast podcast brought to you by thelines.com. Coming to you from the West Coast, Josh Lander, joined by Nate Weitzer. He's on the East Coast. And we are looking at player props here on Thursday with 9 games to choose from. We're going to be choosing from 8 of them, though, because we've got that Paris game going on pretty early in the day out here in the States. But plenty to choose from here with some decent matchups. A lot of teams on a back-to-back, so make sure you're checking those injury reports throughout the day. But we're going to be getting into those plays here with you guys. Also have best bets up with some sides and totals looks for you. That's in another episode, so make sure to subscribe to that page. Continue to follow along with us each and every day moving forward here. Nate, let's go ahead and jump right into your player prop here to kick us off for Thursday.
Oh, yeah, it's Kel'el Ware season. Over 24.5 points and rebounds. It's a new day. He is starting alongside Bam, who, you know, people act like, oh, you can't start 2 7-footers. Bam's 6'9", and he's basically a guard, like with his guard skills. Like, I don't know if you saw him at Kentucky and before that, like he can initiate a fast break. Like, this is not a problem. This is not a fit, and it's necessary when you're playing Giannis and Brook, right? So I think Kel'el Ware gets another 35-ish minutes here. We need him to stay out of foul trouble, though. Hopefully he's not like one-on-one with Giannis. I don't know if he's quite ready for that smoke. But, I mean, he did just go plus 27 off the bench against Wemby and the Spurs. He absolutely roasted the Clippers, who also play a drop defense. And now he's getting the Bucks drop D. He's a confident three-point shooter. He's an excellent roll man. I mentioned Tyler Hero is probably going to be having his way with Dame getting into the lane and then lob time. Like, this dude is an absolute like marvel. Honestly, he looks like Wemby light. Like, he's just kind of like, he can run like a deer. He's got incredible wingspan. He dunked from about the free throw line in that last start. Granted, this is all against Portland, the worst team guarding the rim. So I mean, we're not talking about replicating 36 points of rebounds. We're talking about getting 25. And in his last 5, only playing 27 minutes a game, about a point and rebound per minute. So, I mean, it's just like, get anywhere near that production, we're good. And look, he's plus 450 to win Rookie of the Year. Like, I was thinking about when we had a shorter slate to talk about Steph Castle for Rookie of the Year as just a way to fade Alex Sarr. Like, our voters, when it really comes down to it, going to be like, this guy shot 30% on the worst team in the league, but, good for him. He has some numbers and he was the number 2 pick. Like, no, they're going to look for somebody who actually makes an impact here. And if Ware can come on stronger in the second half, like, this could be his award.
Yeah.
And he's going to be, either way, I think 9-cat fantasy winner. Like, you need to run to the waiver wire. This guy's going to be blocks and threes and these numbers the rest of the way, hopefully.
Points league as well. Whatever format you're playing. If there's another type of fantasy basketball format I don't know about, still pick up Kel'el Ware. There's no universe that he is not as valuable as hell in that, as well as DFS, to your point. And I just hope that Spo is not cruel enough to put him on Giannis. Put Jaquez on there. Hell, put Jovic on there. Who's going to stop him? Are any of those 3 guys going to stop Giannis? No, it's all about the team defense anyway. So just don't make him so involved that he's going to get fouls. If he's involved in the wall for Giannis, just don't have him come late to that thing. Have him in position where you want him so he doesn't have to move to the spot and then get another silly, movement foul. But you had one more point on him?
No, yeah, I was just going to say, yeah, he should be in help against Giannis, right? Because of that long wingspan and come and maybe be able to bother any late shot attempt. And I think they put Bam on Giannis initially. That's probably what they've done in the past.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, you really, at that point, I guess then, yeah, you can just put him on Brolo, and that will at least leave him somewhat free. Obviously, he's got to at least keep Brolo honest with the threes, but I don't know. I love talking about this dude. He was just plus 600. That thing's dropping. There's no reason to think he can't make that he wouldn't be able to win that Rookie of the Year. It really is going to come down to Ware and Stephon Castle, and I'm not sure that those aren't the 2 best players in this draft. I'm not sure Kel'el Ware is not the best player in this draft for this season. And I saw him play live twice in Vegas during the summer and was like, is anybody else seeing this? This dude is doing things nobody else can do at 7 feet tall. So yeah, I'm ready for the Kel'el Ware experience for sure. Let me go to a game that should have some points in it, man. We got the Hawks and the Raps, and Scotty Bonds is playing in this game, and I'm taking him over 13.5 RA. Rebounds and assists combined. I really like the assists, to be honest, as much as anything. In fact, I might even do a little bit of a ladder with those, just take an alt line on like 8+ assists for him. Atlanta's bad. I took Cade yesterday on the assist assists as well. No, he's shit. I mean, you could get the points as well, obviously, for Scotty and for Cade, because this team is just a sieve on defense, and we'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, I love the dimes for a similar player to Cade. Big guy, running the offense, leading the team in touches, has the ball in his hands consistently. No IQ means point Scotty, right? 9.5 assists per 36 minutes when he's just not playing with IQ. And guess what? He's going to be playing for 36 minutes without IQ in this game because IQ's not playing, and he's been averaging anywhere from 35 to 38 minutes since he came back from injury and got ramped all the way back up. So yeah, Atlanta's allowing the third most assists per game. They're in the bottom 5, limiting assists to point guards as well. Whatever you want to consider Scotty, he is the PG for all intents and purposes. And Jalen Johnson's probably going to be the guy matched up on him, who I kind of like an under on Jalen Johnson's points moving forward. He has a pretty nasty shoulder injury that he came back early from, and they're already playing him 36 minutes because Quinn Snyder's like, wow, my team looks dramatically different when Jalen Johnson, 5'2" player, is not out there on the floor. So they're going to keep him out there, or their defense is a sieve. And it's really unfair for Dyson Daniels because he's an incredible defender, and they're still giving up as many points and assists as you want to the primary ball handler because they're not doubling. Like, they're just leaving Dyson out there and going, you got this, DD. And it's like, these are NBA players, man. There's no defender in the world that can just shut them down, other than maybe Amen Thompson. We'll talk about him another time. But other than that, there's very few guys that you can just go shut down this awesome starting NBA player, right? So I think you're going to continue to see the potential assists stay high for him. He's averaging 10.5 potentials in the last 10 games without IQ this season. And that includes a couple games without RJ and without Bruce Brown, 2 guys that he's had at his disposal for those dimes as well over the course of the last 10 to 12 games. So I'm feeling really good about Scotty to do his thing in this one. I'll take the rebounds and assists. I would throw just the assists in there as well if you're interested. Points I'm not necessarily going for, but he is probably, I mean, he's going to have the ball in his hands the whole time. So whatever stat you want to take for this man, he's going to lead the team in touches.
Yeah, and if Jalen's not healthy enough to check him and no Larry Nance for the Hawks, yeah, I mean, there shouldn't be much resistance at the power forward position. Definitely, yeah, like it. You can go up to 14.5 to get better odds in general here. But yeah, I don't know about adding the points for Scotty. Yeah. He's been more of a facilitator. He's been point Scotty lately. So yeah, we'll see what he winds up with, but I like his overall production, I think. So
yeah.
Going back to Denny Avdia here, because that just worked so well 2 nights ago, and it's still only 7.5 rebounds, minus 110, and ladder it up. Take not as 9-10, take a double at plus 225 or better if you do it separately here. Facing Orlando now, which is a good rebounding team, better than the Heat in the last matchup, but they are the worst offense in the league since losing Franz Wagner. 13 games, 41% from the floor, 97 points. That has definitely led to at least league average rebounding. And Avdia is going to be asked to do a lot. I mean, if Ayton, Kamara, and are questionable, Anthony Simons questionable, that doesn't necessarily matter, although he does average more boards per 36 when Simons is out, for what it's worth. And Klingon is out, and Rob Will only was able to go 14 minutes when he actually played. So it's just like, who else do the Blazers have to board up right now? And Avdia has already been leading the team in rebound chances. I mentioned this with a good 67% rate grabbing them. Also get plenty of passes, leads the team in passes, plenty of potential assists, 30 plus PRA in 4 of his last 5. So if you want to go that route, don't hate that either. But the boards, like 3 straight double-digit boards, again, in some tough matchups. And you look at his 5 without Ayton this year, he's averaged 9 rebounds per game against the 2 best rebounding teams in the league in Memphis and Houston. So the fact that it's Orlando, not that scary. It's just so many rebounds available because they're probably going to continue to miss shots. There's a slight chance Franz plays in this game, right? I mean, he's returned to competition conditioning, so that could impact things a little bit. But I think Cole Anthony's too sick to play. There should be rebounding opportunities. It's a Magic game, low total. So yeah, give me Avdia rebounds.
Yeah, I love Denny. I mean, Denny, he's so much better than Jeremy Grant, and Jeremy Grant's making like 6 times as much money as him or something ridiculous. Like, I just don't know why you would pay $120 million for a guy that there's 100 guys in the league that can do what he does at this point. I don't even think that's dramatic. And Denny's up there, man. No notes. The rebound chances with Jeremy Grant's allergic to the paint, so it's not like he's impacting Denny Avdia's rebounds by any means. And they've definitely taken the control of this team. They put Shaden Sharp on the bench. Thank God. I love Shaden's abilities, but man, Shaden going to Shaden, and that's going to just tear into your offense. He's never played within an offense in his life. So Avi is just getting these points because he is the adult in the room. Honestly, as young as he is, he's the adult in the room at this point with some of the most experience on this team. And it's kind of like the Scoot Denny, when Kamara's healthy, if he even plays in this game, it's kind of their show with, that basically it, honestly. And when Simons is out there, obviously he's shooting, might not even play. I think the rebounds are a great look. I think the RA is a good look, and the double-double we keep getting so much value at 2-1 for Denny. Love Avdicha this tonight. So let's go to PJ Washington and take his overs in that OKC game. I'm going 21.5 PR. First of all, he does love playing OKC. We know that now. He obviously did his thing in the playoffs, but even this season, he's not played without Luka against them twice, and has gone over this in both of them. One time with his outburst of 44 PR. The other game got over this number with about 22, so just climbed over it. But I love this type of player against the Thunder without a center. Right? Because that's why I love John Collins yesterday. Granted, the books were just wrong. John Collins has been healthy for a while. They just haven't brought him back, to be honest. And so he came back yesterday, played the normal amount of minutes, soared past his line as well, which was about the same thing here for the PR, because you've got a tall guy who's a good rebounder who's not going to give anything up if they play small ball. Like John Collins might be the best small ball 5 in the league. I'll just leave that here for now. And PJ Washington has been very, very good as such as well. Now he will be playing alongside Gafford, who may or may not get run off the floor, but you're not running PJ off the floor because he's versatile enough to keep those minutes high in this game, right? He's gone over this number in 15 to 21 games this season without Luka playing. And he's going up against the best defense in the league. And I totally get that. But it's a defense without an actual rim protector. Jay Will ain't it. Kenrich Will ain't it. None of the Williamses on this team are going to be it enough to stop PJ. Now, J Dub might be the best option there, even as undersized as he is compared to PJ. He's probably still questionable. I don't think we have the injury report for OKC, but he was a legit game time decision yesterday. We saw him take a back seat to 50 plus points for Shai Gilgeous, who is a freaking god right now. And I do think that'll keep the pace high, but yeah, no, I think there's not going to be a good matchup for PJ. And that if you can guarantee him about 36 minutes in this game, barring like a 40-point blowout, which we've already established, prefer actually to cover 14 points before we would take OKC to cover 14 points. We would take Dallas. So I'm going to take PJ to help lead this team. I really need Kyrie to be good to go and no weird random, out tags or questionable tags for Kyrie. That would help a ton. But as long as they've got that ball handler in there alongside PJ, love the boards for him, and I'll take the points as well.
Yeah, I was actually looking at SGP options for Dallas to cover this huge number and PJ to be a part of it and just have at least like 10 and 8. To at least get near this, and a double if you want to be bullish. But yeah, like you mentioned, he can match up against J Dub if the Thunder go to that ultra small lineup. Like he is the best defender for J Dub. He's the reason basically Dallas beat them last time, because J Dub was the top option and then did not even produce as a top option because he can guard him. And everything on offense for him should flow his way, especially if Kyrie doesn't go or Clay or whoever else, might not be able to go here. Yeah. I just have to qualify who is a small ball 5, because Jason Tatum plays a small ball 5 sometimes. Giannis plays small ball 5. Right. Like, throwing out just John Collins. I mean, maybe as like a true, not versatile big who can come in at the 5. He might be up there, but that was quite a statement.
I know. I was leaving that there for everybody. I mean, I guess we have to we have to set some parameters up here, because I can't just say Jason Tatum, small ball 5, best guy. But, I don't know. It feels like we're talking about different positions here when we do say that, especially with Giannis as well. He's 7 feet. Can you call him a small ball 5? I mean, once you're 7 feet tall, aren't you already, doesn't that make this not a small ball lineup? So we'll come back to you guys with the parameters on that. But the point is, John Collins is an excellent option for a small ball 5 in the NBA. And we will be betting on him if they keep those props low again next start that he's available. But that's all the time we have in Player Props. Looking to keep the sweep going right now. 3-0 last night. Having an incredible week here with the Player Props, as the heater is on right now. So hopefully you guys are following along and subscribe to that page. And until we see you next, happy betting.